Hello, and welcome back to our discussion of the research design exercises. In this video, we're going to look at review exercise 4 from chapter 2, which helps us learn how to find confounding in a study. So let's have a look. The Public Health Service studied the effects of smoking on health in a large sample of representative households. For men and for women in each age group, those who had never smoked were on average somewhat healthier than the current smokers, but the current smokers were on average much healthier, than those who had recently stopped smoking. In our first part A, why did they study men and women and the different age groups separately? Well, the reason here for breaking down these groups is that we have to control the confounders. Remember that a confounder is a variable that is associated with both your exposure and your outcome. So in this example, let's first examine controlling for sex. Well, sex is associated both with likelihood of smoking, uh, and also it's associated with health outcomes. So we can see that sex is independently associated with both the exposure and the outcome. So it's a confounder. So in order for us we need to control for this in the study, and to do that, we separate the groups based on sex. Now, the other part of this question asks about studying the age groups separately. The same reason here, age is independently associated with both smoking and with health. And we're going to break this one down a little bit more when we do part B. So in our next step of this problem, we can see that the question here is, the lesson seems to be that you shouldn't start smoking, but once you've started, don't stop. Comment briefly. Okay, so this is funny. Obviously, you should stop smoking, but these findings can be confusing if you don't take a close statistical magnifying glass when you're thinking about this issue of the health of your various groups. So let's break out our statistical magnifying glass on these results. The first piece here is that we are given some health ratings. We're told that there are first the never smokers that have the best health. And then current smokers are somewhat worse health than the never smokers. And then finally, we have the recent quitters, and we're told that the current smokers were on average much healthier than those who had recently stopped smoking. So I've translated the rate, what we're told about their health, into this general health rating scale. And so from looking at this, it's easy to say, well, it still seems like the recent quitters are in the worst shape. But that's just the surface area here. And what we need to do is slow down and think about, well, is there another variable here that's associated with both uh, these statuses and the health rating? So both of these uh, variables, and ask ourselves, does confounding explain this finding? And this harkens back to part A of this problem, where we see that they have already told us that they studied different age groups separately. So if we think about how they studied different age groups separately, we can remember, well, age is also associated with health, in that younger people have the best health as a group, and also that the oldest people have the worst health if you're looking on a group uh, level. And so we can reconceive our health rating scale as also an age scale here. And you can see that then that corresponds in a really sensible way to our smoker groups as well. So let's think this through. Our right-hand column here are groups. So first we have the never smokers. They're likely to be the youngest people. As people get older, they're more likely to currently smoke or have been a smoker. And so that's where we can see as we move along in age, we have current smokers. These are not the youngest group, but they're still younger than the recent quitters because as people get older, they're more likely to, if they smoked, to have become someone who quit smoking. Also, as most of you are probably aware, people often quit smoking multiple times, go back to smoking, or they quit unsuccessfully and then start up again. So our recent quitters are likely to be our oldest group, and also they because being older is associated with worse health. You can see there's another level of confounding here, wherein people are likely to have quit smoking or possibly quit smoking because of another health problem, which has motivated them to finally quit smoking recently. So the lesson here is when you're examining results, especially when you're reading about results that are reported to you, think about through the big picture and remember to consider the confounders and consider if there are possibly confounding issues that are mentioned in the study, or think about them yourself. Can you see any issues with the conclusions that are drawn when using your statistical magnifying glass? Thanks for watching, everybody, and be sure to come back for our other videos on research design and statistics and more.